Hey Libra, this is the semi-biweekly reading for the full moon to the new moon. So we are looking at that waning phase of the moon from August 1st with the full moon in Aquarius in tropical astrology to the new moon on the 16th in Leo, also in tropical astrology. So these are meant to be short and sweet, kind of extra guidance to work with the energy instead of against it during the moon phases, which is why they're approximate bi-weekly, because it's approximately 2 weeks. So the overall monthly readings, those also just came out. So if you want a more extensive reading, that goes through how the month actually progresses, challenges, spiritual advice. Those are typically longer, like 15-20 minutes. So if you want to look at this within the context of the overall big picture, I definitely recommend that. Also, the astrological highlights video for the first half of August is out. That's timestamped, so you can skip around to any of the dates that you would like. Or you can just come back and visit it throughout the month as it serves, or as you want to kind of like check in and see how it's lining up for you. I think that's it. Those are all of the things. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here for you, Libra. And working with the waning phase of the moon, right? Remember that this is a time where it's most beneficial to do some inventory, essentially, kind of like spring cleaning and looking at what doesn't work, what is and isn't working, right? And what can you offload, what can you clean out, make space for, so that when we come around to that new moon on the 16th, you can really have cleared out some space and be prepared to really build momentum, right? Because that's the building phase. No matter what is happening in the astrology, whether it's like, you know, challenging astrology or awesome astrology, we can count on, just like the moon, the sun rising and setting, the moon phases, there's an undercurrent of the energy waning at one point and the energy building and waxing at another. So like, for instance, every new moon might not be good for manifesting and planting your seeds and intentions. Like it might not be the best for those things, but it will always still have that undercurrent of what is building, so we can work with that energy, and that's what we're doing here. So what are we looking at? We are taking a look at your midheaven. The midheaven is very similar to the 10th house. This has to do with your purpose, your career path, right? That's what we're looking at, reaching for that highest peak, that pinnacle, essentially, which it says here very nicely, right? So that's what we're reaching for. I like how they have like this castle in the sky, like going up to the highest point of the sun. That's very much what this energy is about. But yes, your purpose and your path. So when we're looking at this through the lens of the waning phase of the moon, we are taking a look at, okay, do some inventory here. And I think we can actually add the layer of having Venus being retrograde and the topics of Venus retrograde being in review here, right? Because retrogrades are about revisiting, revising, reviewing. That's what it's about. And so given the fact that we're looking at waning phase energy and what can we remove, we would need to do some inventory first. We would have to review what's there. So taking a look at, through the lens of your purpose and your career, what are the values, Venus topics, right? Like what are values that need to be maybe reevaluated, but that need to be revised, you know, perhaps. Are you in alignment with those values still? Have you fallen out of alignment with what your core values are? Or do those need to be adjusted perhaps, right? Also, your creative projects, you know, are there things that are just not working right now that need to be kind of scrapped or put to the side for the period of time, or just like back to the drawing board, like I'm going to remove 80% of this and keep 10% of it, right? Those types of things. Also with regard to your relationships, right? Venus being about relationships, harmonious relationships with people. And so whether it's a business partner or people you work with or things that have to do with your purpose in your career, are you in harmonious connection with those people? You know, are the people in your life in alignment with where you're trying to move towards and go and achieve in this realm of your life, and doing some evaluation around that. So doing inventory, seeing what can be cleared out. And this is like, we're pulling these cards to see what would give you the maximum benefit, what would be the most beneficial and have a ripple effect in all areas of your life. And so this is an area that is like calling your attention. What kind of spiritual advice is coming through? I really love this. It's the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is Um, Speaking of reevaluation, this is basically the message is, hey, you need to question your stories about what reality is, your perception, your limiting beliefs, any kinds of obstacles that you perceive you're coming up against, and get creative about opening and widening your view so that you can see more choice and opportunity that's actually available to you. The Eight of Swords points to how we trap ourselves in a prison of our own making through our mind, through our thoughts, right? Because it's swords, right? So how we are perceiving less because of the limitations that we create within our own mind. So usually when we feel backed into a corner, or we feel like we don't have any choices, it's only this or that, you know, this is the time where it's like there's always more possibility and choice available to us. It's just that those particular choices or opportunities may not necessarily look the way that we want on the front end, or maybe they're a stepping stone to get to where we need to get next. But when we disregard those completely and don't even consider them, that's when we start to see our world shrinking and we have tunnel vision, and it's like we back ourselves into a corner and we feel trapped, like there's no way out, there's no way around, there's nothing that we can do. And so you're being asked to question those thoughts, those beliefs, and to actually reevaluate that. Basically, you're being told those limiting thoughts and beliefs are false. And what you need to do is open your eyes and reevaluate those things. So in the spirit of waning energy for this phase and clearing out what doesn't work anymore, clearing out those stories, those beliefs that are limiting, and, you know, and getting a clear perspective. Right. So, and it helps to do that with like maybe a therapist or a trusted friend, or, you know, somebody who's really good at giving you like clear perspective. Sorry, that's my cat in the background. She's just like, I'm gonna mess with everything while you're filming. So that's what I have for you. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, please consider giving the video a like. It helps me to find favor with the algorithm gods. Also, I will have up on the screen either the astrological highlights video, so you can just click on over to that, or maybe both actually, with also the month-long or the month overview video for your sign, so that way you can also check that out. So either way, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.